So this is our second video on movement. Okay, so in the first video we did this if on edge bounce with this fish. So if I run it, you saw him bounce off the edges. Okay, this time we're going to add in a new sprite and we're going to use a glide block this time. Okay, so I'm going to stop this first, stop it. Okay, so remember we have this fish with this script, so now I'm going to go new sprite from library. Same as before, click underwater. Okay, and this time I'm going to use, let's say, the crab. He's quite fun. I'm going to use the crab. And go okay. Okay, go with the crab. Remember, I'm going to shrink him down a bit to make him smaller. So I'll use the shrink. Ooh. Click it and just click him. Keep clicking him. Keep clicking him. Okay, I like that size. So I'm going to have him going backwards and forwards along the bottom here. Okay. So when I'm moving him, first of all, the thing you can see this X and Y axis. They move. They change. The numbers change. See, wherever he is, you see they change. So that's going to be useful when we use this glide block now. Okay, so I'm going to go back to motion. Okay, and I have a first starting point. So I'm going to use a go-to block. Okay, so I must first put the crab. See how the go-to block numbers change? First put him where you want him to start. So I want him to start there, and you'll see the X and Y change. So select the block. Okay, now I decide where I want him to move to. So I want him to move over to here. And you can see the X and Y coordinates change. I'm going to use the glide block now. Okay, and now I'd say I want him to go back to here. Okay, so I want him to glide back to the original point. So the original one, I can put a glide in. I can just type the numbers. So that's where I want him to start is minus 187 minus 153. Let's delete that out. Ooh. 153. Okay, so that's going to make him move from here to there and back to the start point. So it's going to go from here to that point, back to this point. Okay, so same as before, we're going to use a loop forever. Okay, and we're going to start it with the green flag. When green flag click, that's how we're going to run our program. So let's run it and see what happens. You see, he's going backwards and forwards perfectly. Okay, so maybe he's going a little bit fast, so we want to slow him down. So easier way this time to slow him down. We don't need to use a wait block. You could, but you'll see inside here the glide. It says glide 1 second, so you can actually change this glide time. So let's make this 3 seconds there, and let's make him really slow on the way back. We're going to make him 5 seconds. Okay, and we're going to run the script, and you can see I've slowed him right down. Okay, let's stop that for a second. If this was a fish and it was swimming backwards and forwards, there's one thing you'd want him to turn. So if this was a fish, you'd want him to get to here, and then you'd have to actually put a turn block in. Okay, but obviously we're just doing it with the crab, so you don't need turns. But if you did need a turn, you'd have to use the motion turn. In between here, you'd say go to this point. Okay, glide to here, then you'd turn 180 degrees, and then you would put another turn at the end. Get him to the end and then turn 180 degrees again. But we're not using we're using the crab, so we don't need to use those with this motion. But let's run that all and see what they both do together. If you click this flag here, it runs the whole program. If you run this flag here, it just runs the crab. So if I stop it, run just this one, the crab moves. Okay, so that's using the glide blocks. Really easy for movement. You can also use glide blocks to move around. So you could move them from here to there to there. Just remember, put the sprite where you want it first, then grab the glide block, and the X and Y coordinates will change for you. Okay, excellent. That's our second video on motion. Thank you.